Well, those Charlie Kirk videos are just political rhetoric bullshit. Um, the liberals did that with me at first. They had videos of Chris Hitchens and Richard Dawkins and Francesca. She was a bitch. She was just like Richard Dawkins and Chris Hitchens, right? And they get these wacko extremist cult people called religious people, and they would rip them a new one because everything they believe in. I believe the comic book character will come and save us all after we destroy it all and rebuild it out of my imagination. And Dawkins and Hitchens and Francesca, you're just crazy. It's like, well, yeah, of course they are. And then I would get online and say, why don't you guys talk to me? I'm religious. Psalms, Proverbs, share, care, give in accordance to need, built to last. Forgive debt and trespass, love one eternal, faithful peace. Okay, this is religion. The comic book stuff, that was put in by corporations that turn it into a giant cult warfare machine. I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. I have all the documentation and the evidence of the documentation to prove that. Yes, I does. Okay. You sit there and you look at that Charlie Kirk show, Kirk stuff. That's beam me up, Captain. Hey, Scotty, you got beamed by Mr. Spock twice last night? Is that why you're so logical? No, you listen to that bullshit, man. What if we only had where you had to have 50% of the guys be white in the NBA? You want the best in the NBA. The best what? Best what? I was the best basketball player that ever lived, and I quit playing because everybody would hurt you for money, and I wouldn't do that because I'm a better person than they are. The best basketball player ever. Yeah. I was the fastest human being on the planet. I could run under a 4-flat 40. By the time I was 16, I would make Carl Lewis cry like a baby. Okay. That kid that looks like Freddie Prinze just beat my ass. Yeah. Looking good. It's not my job. It's not my job to make sure you feel better, but I'm supposed to be faster than you. It's okay. I'm the greatest good shepherd. I have to save children from being raped and killed over money. So it was like, I just quit. I just wouldn't do certain things. I would get out there. I told the therapist at Port Hueneme with my sister's rehab. I told my parents about it all the time. When I played, all you would hear was, and I never did that to nobody. No, I played, and I would tell people when I do something spectacular, well, the reason why I did it is because you're so good. If I was just playing in the backyard, I'd just shoot a layup. The reason why I went 12 feet in the air, winds, wind around, and did all this stuff because you're so good. I had to get the ball in the hoop, and you're all trying to hurt me. It's spectacular. You look like a flying ninja. You look like Bruce Lee plays basketball with Michael Jackson. I was like, yeah, that's what I looked like. I would go through and I could do dance moves because I used to watch the people do dance moves on Make You Feel Like Dancing and Soul Train, and then play basketball and watch all my favorite basketball players. And I didn't want to get made fun of the way Bob Cousy and Pete Maravich did, since I want to play like a black guy. And it just so happened I could play like a black guy, and all the black guys told me that. And one of the guys who used to play with Adrian Blanche, Bobby from Silver Spring, Maryland, he said, man, he goes, you ball like a brother. He goes, the only thing is your outside shot looks like Danny Ainge. It's like, that's the only reason Danny Ainge is in the NBA. I can live with that. When I shoot a shot from 25 feet or more, it looked like Danny Ainge's shot because I was a skinnier kid and I had to, if I had worked out and done weights, it would have looked like Donovan Mitchell's. Only mine would have been better because I could jump higher than him and I was faster than he was. Jumped up in the air because I could. When I played against pro and professional basketball players at the boys club in next across the street from Deer Valley High School, I used to come through the lane, jump up, because what the Garrels brothers used to do by putting their shoulders under my ball sack when I'd shoot my jump shot and laugh at me and say, you had to use my left hand like a pommel horse and shoot it with one hand to stop me from landing on their shoulder with my testicles. And they would laugh and they say it decreases your shooting percentage exponentially. I was like, yeah, you fucking crazy Ohio Midwesterners are fucking nuts. That's what I tell them all the time. You guys are crazy. Out west, if it gets that crazy, we just go, instead of play basketball, let's go look for some girls to maybe make out with or something, instead of kill ourselves trying to, get money to pay the bills, I'm from Lamyana land. I'm laid back, man, I'm a lover, not a fucker or a fighter, And then it was as it was, all the fighters were terrified of me because I could kick their ass. I never had to fight anyone. No. I've been sucker punched a few times, but I've never, ever raised my hand in violence and shoved somebody's nose to the back of their forehead. But apparently the military intel study me says, yeah, it's just not hard for him to do. That's why even, looking like Uncle Fester being poisoned by, so I was walking to get the mail the other day. I was like, God damn it, fucking Anthony Hopkins there. It's like, no, Anthony Hopkins, no. You're way more intelligent than anything he's ever acted out as a Shakespearean actor in a play for money. That's true. And you're not Odin. That's their imagination. Girls Gone Wild in Cancun, right? That's true. So I'm walking. It's painful. Yeah, I've been chemically poisoned to the point where most people would die from my chemical poisoning, and with the Wi-Fi attacks I get here, most people would go crazy and become extremely psychotic if they had to endure what I've endured a large portion of my life in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and in Sierra Vista. The concentration on it is different when you live in a place like Phoenix because there's so much noise. So Phoenix, it's harder, it's easier to go. And I got to get out of hell, and you do. And you don't go back because you realize it's a genocidal killing field. Phoenix, New York, El Paso, Denver, Albuquerque, they're genocidal killing fields. Okay, you go there, people go there thinking that they need to because of economics when you're being murdered by economics. You have carbon emission poisoning and tire particles off the charts. Okay, you don't want to sell me Distex. You want to go home and rethink your life. Beam me up, Scotty. Is that Lieutenant Uhura? Think she'll go out with me? Okay. Which one? Whichever. They're all very sexually attractive. One's a mommy. Stay away from her. She's got a kid. Michelle Nichols just passed away, I think. I had a huge crush on her as a kid. Anyone else have a huge born in the 60s, raised in the 70s? Have a ginormous crush on Lieutenant Uhura? I think it's like 75, 85. Might be 85% of us, like I told Natalie Wafedi Chavez across the when she was sitting there, and I said, 85% of the guys at your school, Natalie, want to take you in the janitor's closet and do things they want to tell everybody about, but they would not tell anybody if they thought they could do it again with you, right? And he starts laughing because Natalie, being a typical hot girl, goes, 85%? Why only 85%? Because the other 15% are gay and want to look like you or be you. And Eddie Chavez goes, that dad just broke it down right there. And he goes, yeah, so keep it under wraps, kid. Don't show it off, and don't try to flirt with the 20-year-old neighbor when you're 13. Okay? I'd appreciate that. Eddie's a good kid. His mom's a sweetheart. And really, hell, I had to have something good going on for him. I told him that, you have a good wife and good kid. So you had to. There. Don't feel like because you've lost it all, that you don't have good in there to keep good people around you and be good for good people. I told him that numerous times. The industry and the business in this town is pathetic. It's absolutely disgusting. It chews people up and spits them out. It makes them feel like they're not good enough to be in the kingdom of heaven. It's a horrible place. Mostly Las Cruces, New Mexico. Trinity site over there. Yeah. Fort Huachuca over there. Cochise County, Sierra Vista, Arizona. Best Wi-Fi reception and transmission in the entire world. Military Intel Central. Military Intel Oxymoron Central. Yahweh. Okay. Where I was born, right where the book of Revelation said I would be during the apocalypse. The apocalypse is the restoration of the true faith and gospels of the apostles. It has nothing to do with the world being destroyed and then being rebuilt again. Okay, you guys have almost destroyed it. We're going to help restore it by living the ways of the apostles. Thus, the word apocalypse. Ronald Reagan didn't know when we haven't not been in Armageddon. Armageddon is mass murder over the resources and denial of the faith of the apostles. Wow! When someone intelligent explains the Gospels to you, they make a lot of sense. Oh my gosh, they're brilliant. They're genius. They're wonderful. They're amazing. The simplicity of the common sense of the eternal faith is just off the charts. Brilliant. It's better than... And Charlie Kirk, that's fucked up talking shit about Chicago State University. A lot of people in the city of Chicago get out of abject poverty because of Chicago State University, because you force economics down their throat like you were in a brothel in Tijuana or Juarez. Don't talk shit about our Cougars, okay? Same thing about LA State. Okay? Los Angeles State University takes more people out of poverty and keeps them out of poverty so they don't die from the undertow of philanthropy and denying the Lord's Prayer than any other school in the state of California. So don't talk shit about our Golden Eagles and about our Cougars. ¿Tú entiendes? Muy bueno! You're going to be dumb as fuck. Understand the fuck, and that you're fucked yourself dumb over tens of thousands of years by denying the Lord's Prayer and accepting your ego as reality. That help? Anybody else want to publicly sit there and, hey, I'll challenge you. I'm Chris Hitchens and I'll challenge you. I'm Richard Dawkins and I'll challenge you. I'm Francesca and I'm an evil bitch just like them. I'll challenge you. I'm Charlie Kirk and I'm the opposite of the antithesis of the opposite of the opposite, and I will not challenge you publicly because I wouldn't want to talk to you publicly because I like making money to have sex parties with Girls Gone Wild and then get freebies at the abortion clinic and then get the best medical care money can buy to make sure that I don't die from a sexually transmitted disease. Wow, how'd this go for your prep? Alrighty then. Want to go to prison? Want to drop the soap? Who's the guy that will keep you safe from people that take advantage of people that drop the soap? I am. Okay? I am. Remember old Rush Limbaugh and that asshole, that Methodist chaplain from Fort Bliss? He said he was a entrepreneur or capitalist. That's what it was, a capitalist. And I said to him, you know what a capitalist is? Guy who walks up behind somebody in a prison when he drops the soap. And that Lutheran pile of shit, virtual presence, self-righteous asshole says, you're a bad person and you judge people. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And then when he left and chewed me out because I couldn't say anything, the biker that was waiting in line, I said, yeah, he's a capitalist. I dropped the soap and he drove it home and fucked me in the ass so hard, he was grinning when he left. I raped his ass. Yeah, and I'm going to tell everybody at the fort exactly what you did and explain it to you. And he came back 2 days later. He did not apologize. He just said he was going to a meeting to meet all the people he served with at Fort Huachuca, at Fort Bliss when I was a kid that monitored, watched me, and judged me. But he didn't say, I'm sorry, you're the Messiah. I'm a home invasion pervert liar, and I need to stop what I'm doing. No, he just came in, was contrite, didn't apologize, and said he was going to go talk to all the pervert assholes that were sexually grooming and abusing Amy and it affecting Natalie and the kids. What a pile of shit, huh? Yeah. I have to fix everything around here. Well, I am the Messiah, and you guys all turn me into your God. And since I'm your God, I'm going to reject that. I'm going to accept the eternal faithful Father, which I am, and I'm going to correct your taxpayer dollars technology by being what I am and not what you want your ego to replace me as. Okay, guys? I love you. Peace. Cool. Oh, Charlie Kirk. Beam me up, Scotty. Yeah, Charlie Chan.